Most people think that starting seeds indoors is all about luck, or maybe buying the most expensive gear and praying for the best. They struggle through leggy seedlings, dampening off disease, and the inevitable heartbreak of transplant shock. But the truth is, behind every lush backyard tomato plant or every perfect bloom, there's a secret method being used. It's not about luck, it's about choosing the right foundation. You see, the market is cluttered with confusing options, from peat pots to plastic domes, coir bricks to jiffy pellets. And the sheer volume of choices paralyzes gardeners before they even plant the first seed. Today, I'm revealing the definitive breakdown of the three methods professional growers rely on, from the budget workhorse to the eco-friendly secret weapon. To guarantee success, eliminate transplant shock, and give you the healthiest plants possible. We're going to spend serious time breaking down the pros, the cons, the specific how-to instructions, and the expert secrets for each method. You will leave here knowing exactly which system is perfect for your gardening goals. No more weak seedlings, no more wasting valuable time and money. This is the foundation of your entire gardening season. Let's get started. 1. The traditional cell tray. The budget workhorse. This is the tried and true method. The plastic 6-packs, the 72-cell inserts, the ones that feel a little cheap but are the unsung dependable heroes of the garden. For many years, this was the default way to start seeds, and it remains the best choice for a specific type of gardener, the volume grower. Here's the truth most people forget. These trays are the most cost-effective way to start large quantities of seeds. A full pack of 50 trays costs pennies per cell, and if you sterilize them, a quick wash and a 10% bleach solution, and save them, the cost is literally zero after the first year. How to execute this method? Start them 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. You will need a scoop to fill the trays. When you fill them, don't pack the soil down too hard, a firm, gentle press is enough. Plant your seeds at the depth recommended on the packet. Crucially, water this type of tray from the bottom in a watertight drainage tray. This allows the soil to wick up moisture, preventing you from washing the tiny seeds out of their cells. The strategic advantage. You can customize your soil blend perfectly. Want to blend with more perlite for better drainage? You can do that. Need a mix for delicate flowers? You have full control over the medium, which is key for specialized growing. This method is outstanding for small, fast-growing seeds like brassicas, cabbage, broccoli, kale, and most annual flowers. The major drawback. The biggest problem is root manipulation. When your seedling is root-bound and ready to be transplanted, you have to push or pull it out of the confining plastic cell. This is the moment you run the highest risk of root damage or tearing the tiny root system, causing severe transplant shock that can set the plant back by 2 weeks or even kill it. Pro tip. To eliminate that risk, 2 days before transplanting, stop watering the tray entirely. Then the morning of the transplant, water it thoroughly until it's soaked. This makes the entire root ball much firmer and cohesive, allowing you to pop the contents out cleanly with minimal disturbance. This one simple step saves dozens of plants every season. 2. Peat pellets and biodegradable pots, the beginner's easy button. If the traditional tray is the budget workhorse, peat pellets and biodegradable pots are the set-it-and-forget-it method. This is perfect for the first-time gardener or anyone who dreads the agony of transplanting. The fundamental secret power here is the complete elimination of transplant shock. When the seedling has grown big enough, usually about 4 to 6 inches, you plant the entire container directly into the garden or a larger pot. The roots simply grow right through the biodegradable material, never even noticing they've moved. How to execute this method? Start by placing the pellets or pots in a plastic tray and add warm water. The peat pellets will expand in minutes like magic into ready-to-use individual pots. Plant 2 seeds per pellet, cover lightly, and you are done. It's clean, it's fast, and it's hassle-free. The strategic advantage. This method works incredibly well for those temperamental plants that absolutely hate having their roots touched. Think about the big, fussy vines like cucumbers, squash, melons, and beans. Moving a squash seedling is almost always fatal, but with a pellet or biodegradable pot, you guarantee its survival and eliminate the post-transplant stall. The major drawback. The trade-off for convenience is moisture and material control. Because the sides are porous and exposed to the air, these pots can dry out rapidly, especially under the artificial heat of a grow light. One day of forgetfulness can be catastrophic. You must check them daily, often twice a day. The other caution, while labeled biodegradable, some gardeners find the nylon netting around the peat pellets takes too long to break down in the garden soil. The expert hack. For pellets, make sure to peel back or carefully tear the nylon netting before you place it into the garden soil. This guarantees that the roots break free instantly. For marketing purposes, sell these as no-fail starter plants at markets. The convenience and guaranteed transplant success are a huge selling point that buyers will pay a premium for. 3. Soil blocks, the professional grower's secret weapon. If you want the best root system possible, and you want to be an environmentally conscious gardener, you need to ditch the plastic entirely and start making soil blocks. This is the method used by small-scale organic farms across the world. What are they? They are essentially compressed cubes of perfectly textured soil mix made using a specialized tool. Think of it like a low-tech manual press for dirt. The fundamental secret behind the soil block is air pruning. When a root grows toward the edge of the block and hits the air, it naturally stops growing outwards and instantly begins branching out inwards. This process forces the plant to create a dense, bushy secondary root system that is far stronger, healthier, and more efficient than anything you'll get in a cramped plastic cell. How to execute this method? You require a specialized soil recipe. It must be high in peat or cocoa coir to hold its structure, and it must be uniformly moist. Press the soil blocker tool firmly into your mix, twist, and release a perfect, self-contained cube. Plant your seed directly into the dimple on top. You then place the blocks snugly into a shallow tray to prevent them from drying out or crumbling. The strategic advantage. Besides the superior root health, the environmental profit is massive. Zero plastic waste. No need to buy, wash, or store hundreds of little trays every year. You are truly sustainable. This method is custom-built for high-value, slow-growing plants like peppers, heirloom tomatoes, lettuce, and celery. Because of their robust roots, they will outperform and outproduce the tray-started plants every single time. The major drawback. There is an upfront cost for the soil blocker tool itself, which can be significant, and there is a learning curve, especially around watering. If you water the blocks too aggressively with a hard stream, they can easily crumble and destroy your seedling. You must be gentle, using a fine spray or watering from below. Pro tip. Use the nesting feature of the soil blocker. You can make small blocks, and then when the seedling is ready, you use the larger blocker tool to create a space that perfectly accepts the smaller block, upgrading the plant's home without ever touching the roots. Bonus. The 3 non-negotiable rules for seed success. No matter which of these 3 starting methods you choose, traditional, pellet, or block, your success hinges on 3 simple rules. Neglect any one of these, and your entire indoor project will fail, leaving you with nothing but disappointment. Rule 1. The heat requirement, the engine of life. For almost all high-value vegetable seeds, especially peppers, tomatoes, and eggplant, you must provide bottom heat. An inexpensive seedling heat mat warms the soil to the optimal 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, tricking the seed into thinking it's summer. If you skip this, your peppers might take 6 weeks to sprout, and you will have wasted half your season. It is non-negotiable. Rule 2. The light principle, the antidote to legginess. The moment that seed breaks the surface of the soil, it needs powerful light and it must be close. Seedlings grown in a sunny window will always fail. They stretch desperately toward the weak, distant sunlight, becoming tall, pale, weak, and ultimately collapse. You need a dedicated T5 fluorescent or LED grow light placed 2 to 3 inches above the plant canopy. You must raise the light every single day as the plants grow, otherwise they will fail to develop sturdy stems. Rule 3. The right diet, the foundation of health. Do not use garden soil or heavy potting mix to start your seeds. They're too dense, they hold too much water, and they can harbor fungal diseases that kill young plants overnight, a condition called dampening off. Only use a lightweight, finely sifted seed starting mix. It's the only way to ensure the tiny, delicate roots can easily push through, get the oxygen they need, and start their life strong. So now you know the three master systems: the traditional tray for bulk and budget, the peat pellet for convenience and anti-shock, and the soil block for sustainability and root superiority. Every seed holds a story, and the way you start it indoors determines the opening chapter of your entire garden. By choosing one of these proven methods and following those three non-negotiable rules, you are setting yourself up for a season of abundance, health, and gardening purpose. You don't need a fancy greenhouse or a ton of money. You just need the knowledge and the courage to choose your method and plant the first seed. Tell me in the comments, which one of these three methods are you going to commit to this season? Traditional, pellet, or block? I want to know your plan. If you found this master breakdown helpful, hit like, share it with another new gardener, and subscribe for more smart gardening guides.